Let's take a look at some examples to supplement the video you just watched on the concentration of a solution. So here we're asking how much pure water should be added to 15 milliliters of pure acetic acid to make a 5% volume solution of acetic acid. That's pretty much just like your regular vinegar, white vinegar that you might buy at the grocery store. So if you recall the equation, we saw that the percent, and in this case it's volume, is going to be equal to the volume of the solute divided by the volume of the solution, and that's multiplied by 100%. So I'm sort of looking for the volume of the solution, but I'm actually just looking for the volume of the water. The solution is going to be the water plus the acetic acid, so we're going to have to take that into account later. I have this value and this value, so I can simply just rearrange my equation here, and I should be able to get what I want. So to solve for the volume of the solution, we're now looking at the volume of the solute, which we know, divided by the percent times 100%. And so we know everything on the right, and we're just solving for what's remaining on the left. So the volume of the solute, the volume of the thing that's being dissolved, in this case is 15.0 milliliters of acetic acid. We know what we want the percentage to be. We want it to be 5.0%, 5.00%, and we're going to keep this 100 here as well. This tells us that we need a 300 milliliter solution. So this is the volume of the solution, but this is the volume of the solution with the acetic acid added. So to get the actual volume of water that we need, we're going to look at the volume of water, and that's going to be the volume of the solution that we just determined minus the volume of the solute that we had at the beginning. So the volume of water, the amount of water you need to make this a 5% solution, is actually going to be a little bit less than 300. So your 300 milliliters minus your 15.0 milliliters. So you're left with 285 milliliters of water. So that means that if we add 285 milliliters of water to 15 milliliters of acetic acid, we're going to get a 5% by volume solution of acetic acid. Let's take a look at another question here. So we have an intravenous solution. This is an IV solution. This is what happens when you go to the hospital and they hook you up to all the IVs and things. So this solution was prepared by dissolving 17.5 grams of glucose, which is just sugar, dissolved in water to make a 350 milliliter solution. Find the percent mass volume concentration of the solution. So remember that the equation here is the exact same, except we just need to specify that it's mass volume. And what are we looking for? Mass volume, and we have the mass of the solute. We have the volume of the solution. And at the end of the day, we're just going to multiply that by 100%. That 350 milliliters includes the sugar that's been dissolved in it. The sugar doesn't add much to the volume, but it is not negligible. So we have the mass of the solute, 17.5 grams, and we have the total volume of the solution, 350 milliliters. However, that is to three significant figures, so just remember that when we get to the end here. Multiply by 100%, and this gives us a 5.00% solution. So 17.5 grams of glucose dissolved in 350 milliliters of water is a 5% mass volume solution. The last one that we're going to look at here is a mass solution of a ring. So your silver ring is going to be made up of silver and copper. What's the mass of pure silver in the ring? So again, we're going to follow a very similar procedure as before. We're going to start with the percent mass, and we're looking at the mass of the solute over the mass of the solution times 100%. Okay, so here we know that the mass of the ring is 6.45 grams, and it contains 92.5% of that is silver. So I'm looking for the solute. I'm looking for the amount of silver, the thing that is dissolved, because the entire ring is my solution in this case. So if I'm going to rearrange this equation, I end up with the mass of the solute being equal to the mass of the solution times the percent mass times, divided by, 100%. So what does that leave us with? We know the total solution. This was given to us at the start. 6.45 grams, and it is in grams, which is the proper unit, times the percentage of silver, 92.5%, and that's divided by 100%. This leaves us with 5.97 grams of silver. So in a 6.45 gram ring, if 92.5% of that is silver, that means you have 5.97 grams of silver in your ring.